I had trained over 10,000 salespeople since my first training session when I was 25 years old. Isn't that crazy? Again, I was very fortunate. I was raised by my father, who was all about sales. My mom was a debate coach. When I was 25 years old, I started training salespeople for a Fortune 500 company. And here's the deal. There are 6 reasons why a salesperson isn't more assertive than they need to be. I want to take you behind the scenes on what those 6 reasons are. And of course, the advice that my team gives salespeople to give themselves permission to become more assertive. So for those who don't know me, I'm Jason Forrest, CEO of FPG.com, where we recruit, train, and provide fractional sales leadership for companies that want to be revered. Revered means feared and respected as having the best sales experience in their market. So if you are one of those salespeople, those sales organizations that wants to be revered, then of course, we would like to work with you. So here again are the 6 reasons why a salesperson isn't more assertive and what to do about it. So as I'm going through these 6 reasons, I want you to be truthful yourself, right? It's all about weighing in. It's all about looking in the mirror. It's about being honest with yourself. As they say, the truth will set you free. And so I'm going to take you through the 6 reasons, and I want you to ask yourself, is this something that you believe? And if so, pay attention, because I want to share with you some advice on how to change your belief around it so that you can become more assertive, so you can become more bold and brave for yourself, for your family, for your customers, for your company. So number 1, write this down. Customers don't like salespeople or want to be sold. So if this is what you believe, the customers don't like salespeople or want to be sold, then here's my advice for you. Here's the problem. Customers don't have a problem with salespeople. They have a problem with some salespeople that are boring, unhelpful, or unethical. So customers just have a problem with bad salespeople, just like they have a problem with bad doctors or bad lawyers or bad waiters. So just don't be boring. Don't be unhelpful. Don't be unethical. Be above the line. Be truthful. Be authentic. Be genuine with them, and you'll be fine. Number 2, I don't want to be assertive. So my question to you is, you don't want to be assertive or you don't want to be aggressive? See, assertive, by definition, is giving your opinion when it's beneficial for the customer, versus aggressive is giving your opinion when it's beneficial for you. So it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly right. It's your perfect right to be assertive. And your prospects, they want you. They need you. They're begging you to be assertive. They don't want you to be aggressive with them. They don't want you to tell them to do something that's only going to benefit you, but they need you. They want you. They're begging you to speak truth to them so that you can say what you believe they should be doing and why they should do it. Why? Because they don't know how to solve the problem without you. The customer that you're talking to, they don't have the time to learn what you know and to make a wise decision on how to achieve their dream outcome. They're not a bath remodeler. They're not a home salesperson. They're not a manufacturing salesperson, not a financial advisor. They don't have the experience that you have, but they've got a problem that only you can solve. They have a problem that they need to solve. And the faster they solve that problem, the faster they can go on and improve their life and not kind of live life in ambiguity and indecision. So if they want to make a wise decision on how to achieve that dream outcome, then they need someone to be assertive, to tell them like it is. So by being assertive, again, not aggressive, assertive is speaking your truth when it's beneficial to them. Aggressive is speaking your truth when it's only beneficial for you, right? So being assertive, not aggressive, you're helping them improve their life. And I'm sure you believe the same thing, but the sooner a customer acts, the sooner they can start improving their life, right? The sooner they can make a decision to do something, then the sooner they can move forward and start improving that life. And I believe the sooner that they have that information that you can give them that they need to make a wise decision, then the sooner they can move forward. And it's all about forward progress, right? Progress equals happiness. So I personally believe if you know something that can help this person solve a problem and improve their life, then you have a moral and ethical responsibility to tell them. Number 3, but Jason, I do give advice, but you know what? I just wait for the customer to ask me for my advice. So salesperson, let me just think about this, right? Let's talk through this, coach through this. So you're saying that you're on a boat and the person, complete stranger, is drowning. They're outside the boat, you're inside the boat, they're drowning. Would you wait for them to ask for your help? Or would you just jump in the water and save them from drowning? No. I don't ever help anyone unless they ask for my help. So I'm just there in a way, you tell me when you're ready for me to jump in and help you. No, you would jump in, right? You would jump in and you would help them from drowning. So write this down. You do not need permission to help someone. the fact that they're in your presence, right? The fact that you're in their house, the fact that they're in your community, the fact that you're in their office, the fact that you're on a Zoom call with them and they're going through your sales conversation, your sales presentation. That fact is all the permission that you need to give them advice and help them solve their problem and improve their life. That's the permission. The fact that they're with you, back there in front of you, is all the permission that you need to help them from drowning. You do not need to wait for them to deliberately ask you. Number 4, I don't want my prospects to label me as a salesperson. So you know what I'm gonna do? I've already figured this out. Salespeople have a bad rap, and so I've already figured it out at a whole brainstorming session on this. We had a retreat somewhere out in the woods, and we came up with a way to fix this. All right, what's the fix? What's the magic solution? Well, magic solution is that we're going to change our name. So we're not going to call ourselves salespeople anymore. We're going to call ourselves design consultants. We're going to call ourselves a realtor, financial advisor, a loan officer, a product specialist, a client advisor, a customer relationship specialist, account executive, a client success manager, account manager, a client partner, a solution consultant, a customer acquisition specialist, a market development representative, a growth strategist, a business growth consultant, a client solution expert, a relationship manager, a corporate account representative, and a territory management. We're going to call ourselves all these other things. So therefore they know that'll get the guard down. And now, of course, we're going to be in rapport with them because they don't want that salesperson. So I'm going to completely change the name and that'll be fine. That'll change everything if I'm going to change the name. The problem with this approach, if you don't already know what I'm about to say, here's the problem. The problem with this approach is that you're lying to yourself and you're lying to your customers. You're literally starting a relationship on a lie. The customer knows that you're a salesperson. The customer knows that you have a conversion rate you must hit or you're fired. The customer knows that you get commission if you sell them and you do not if you don't, right? So the problem is you're starting a relationship with a lie. And I don't know about you, but I think it's pretty hard to feel powerful and strong whenever I start a relationship off with a lie, which is why I don't do that, which is why you don't do that, right? You would never lie to anyone. You would never do that because it makes you feel weak. It makes you feel worried. It makes you feel guilty the entire time. There's a thing in psychology called cognitive dissonance because you're not being honest with yourself and the person in front of you. And so you don't do that. You're very honest with people. You go up to a complete stranger and say, my name is Rick when your name is Jason. You don't do that. You're honest. So when you start a relationship with a lie, it puts you out of the gate with the prospect, out of rapport with them. And when rapport is lost, all is lost. So what is rapport? Rapport is being on the same page with them. Right? So you can be as bold and brave as you want to be with a person. You can give them as much certainty and education as long as you have a foundation of rapport. Rapport is not talking about the weather or talking about some artwork they have in their house or they like a certain sports team. That's fake. That's not real rapport. People know that's fake. That's not genuine. So rapport is about what's the problem that they have, and they want to show you that problem, and they want you to acknowledge the problem, and they want you to acknowledge the dream outcome. They want you to acknowledge what they're trying to solve and why it's important to them. That's rapport. So that's business rapport. That's the rapport that you want to achieve. But think about this. If you start your relationship off in a lie by saying, I am this, which is not a salesperson, then immediately you're starting off out of rapport. And when rapport is lost, all is lost. So instead, just be honest. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with your prospects, right? The truth will set you free, as the great book says. So starting now is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, Mr. Customer, my goal today is that you say this was the best, the very best sales experience you've ever had. And so I'm going to do my best to present the pros and cons of the different options that you can have to move forward with today. And in the end, I just want to help you achieve resolution. I just want you to have peace and freedom on this decision today. And here's how I'm going to go about doing that for you. That's it. So again, own the fact that you're a sales professional. Own the fact that you are going to give them the best sales experience they've ever had. That's very different, right? They're not used to that. They're used to you lying out of the gate that you're not a salesperson. And then you go on and you sell them. You try to sell them. But I think it's very hard. I don't know about you. I think it's very hard to convince someone to do something when it starts off with a lie, right? Because if that starts off with a lie, then of course they're questioning themselves subconsciously, if not consciously. Well, gosh, if he's going to lie with who he is, then is he not lying with this, this, and this? How can I believe anything this guy is actually saying? So start off telling the truth and just tell the truth all along the way. Have integrity in what you do. Number 5, I don't want to come across as pushy. I don't want to do that. And so, that's my biggest problem. I'd be more assertive, but I don't come across pushy. Great. Here's my advice. I would say, I don't want you to either. I don't want you to come across as pushy. See, I believe there's actually 2 types of pressure. So write this down. 2 types. There's sloppy pressure that's used by an average middle-class salesperson. And then there's warrior pressure that's used by the top 20% salespeople, which I call sales warriors. Let me explain the difference between sloppy pressure and warrior pressure. So when you're pressuring the prospect into doing something that is either kind of too general, so it's not specific on what you're asking them to do, right? So for example, you would say something like, so you ready to move forward? Like, so it's too kind of general, it's not specific, then it's sloppy pressure. Like you're not being specific on the request that you're asking them to commit to. Or it's sloppy when it's not a relevant decision that they want or need to make at that very moment. And so again, you're out of rapport. So what would a relevant decision be? Relevant decision would be, let's say that you're selling a home and they haven't decided that they're going to, even sell their current house yet. And so you're talking about all the great reasons why they should buy today and get this incentive that you have and they're going to miss out on. Well, again, right, you're out of rapport because the decision they need to focus on is, should I sell my house? Not, should I buy your house? It's different. So that would be sloppy pressure because I'm pressuring them based on this fear tactic of you're going to miss out on this great deal, but I'm out of rapport with you because you don't care about that. You haven't even decided you're going to sell your house yet. That's sloppy pressure. And so again, you're out of rapport with them, and when rapport is lost, all is lost. So you want to chunk down the decisions that you're asking them to make. Something that we tell all of our clients is a chant. We have a motto. The chant is this: one step, one decision, one prospect at a time. Like that's chunk it down. Just one step, one decision, one prospect at a time. Chunk the decisions down that you're asking them to make, and then tell the prospect in front of you the decision that they need to make. And then you put pressure on the next easiest decision that needs to be made. That's warrior pressure. So I'll say it again, right? You tell them specifically, hey, the next decision that we need to make is, then we put pressure, warrior pressure on that decision, on whatever the next easiest decision is that they need to make in order to keep moving forward, in order to unlock the door that takes them to the next kind of chapter, right? Wherever that is. All right, number 6, Jason, I like selling to them, like they're my friend. I don't want to come across as a salesperson. I want to come across as a friend. And so that's why I'm not assertive. All right. So listen to me, right? If you ever heard anything else, listen to what I say next. If your goal is to be their friend, and that's why you're not assertive, you're a shitty friend. What? You're a shitty friend. Like, think about this. Like right now, would a friend be bold and brave and speak the truth to a friend when they need it? When they're in desperation, when they're having a problem, when they're stressed out, when they're struggling, when they're on the fence with something? The answer is yes. I remember coaching a salesperson one time, and many years ago in Denver, Colorado, and she was struggling on selling her best friend a home. And I said, what's struggle? She said, well, I don't want to push too hard. It's my best friend. And I just said, well, do you believe that your home is better than what she's looking at? Yes. Do you believe that if she buys from the competitor, then it's a big mistake? Yes. And so then what's the problem? She says, well, if she buys from the competitor, it's like $15,000 less than our home. And so obviously she's going to save some money. And I said, well, is she, like what she says, what do you mean? I said, well, like, what's the value? Like, why are you charging $15,000 more? Just because you can? She says, no. We can do this and we can do this and we can do this. Great. Do you think that she's going to regret not paying the extra 15 grand and getting all that extra value? I really do. Well, why do you think she's regret that? Because she's my best friend, Jason, and I know her so well. And I go, man, what kind of friend are you going to be if you don't speak truth with her? How are you going to feel when you are invited over to her housewarming party and you can just sit there and realize all the things that she missed out on? How are you going to feel when she finds out, 6 months, 9 months, a year, there was some specific information that you held from her that would have improved her life, that would have benefited her, but you decided not to speak that to her, speak that truth to her? How would you feel when she calls that to your attention? What kind of friend are you now? What do you think she's going to say to you? Well, she's probably going to say, I was a shitty friend. That's exactly what she's going to say. So what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to go speak truth to her. And I'm going to go be her friend. Exactly. So be her best friend. Maybe friend is not the right word, right? I'm telling you right now, if you're looking, I want to sell like a friend, sell like a best friend, like think of it. There's a lot of fake book friends out there, but we only have probably a handful of kind of true friends. And so think about, how would you speak to your best friend? You would speak truth to them and you would not let them, make a mistake. Or, if they want to make a mistake, that's on them, but at least you're going to speak your truth and you're going to give them all the information they need so that you can sleep at night knowing that, if they want to make this mistake, it's on them, but I want to make sure I get everything off my chest so that they can do what they want to do. It's their life, but I don't want to feel guilty that I haven't said everything I need to say to them. Whew. So that's it. Since I was 25 years old, those are the 6 reasons that I have uncovered. There's more than that, but those are at least the top 6 reasons. And of course, the solutions for why you or other salespeople might not be as assertive as you must be, as you need to be. So if you are someone that knows that you would be selling more right now and happier, It's not fun to have cognitive dissonance, have that internal stress, internal conflict. You want to set yourself free and liberate yourself. Truth will set you free. So if you would like to do that, you would like to sell more and be more unleashed than of these beliefs, and of course the many others that are holding you back, then you must check out our assessment. We have an assessment right now that's the best in the world. It's a $200 value, but right now we're offering this assessment 100% for free for the first 100 people that ask for it. So you can experience it. You can see the areas where you are not being bold and brave. It'll tell you specifically 16 different areas. It's going to show you that you're not bold and brave. You got to know, right? That's the first step, is awareness. And then from awareness, you have that objective reality, and you can start doing something about it. So on top of that assessment, we're going to give you a free coaching session that's valued at $500, right? So we're free coaching session to go over your assessment results and give you some coaching advice, some real advice on specific, prescribed to you, and some immediate actions you can take to let go of those beliefs, right? To let go of those beliefs that are holding you back from earning what you're truly worth. Just think about that. They're holding you back from earning what you're truly worth. So if I'm sharing truth with you right now and you feel like this is you feel like you're connected to this, then you got to act now and you got to do something about it. So since I was 25 years old, I have been on a mission to ignite the pride, purpose, and respect of professional sales. So you're not broken, and I'm not here to fix you, but I am here to liberate you. And you have been programmed to believe false beliefs about sales. And we are here to help you let go of those false beliefs. So act now, contact us at sales@fpg.com, take the assessment so that you can join me on becoming the sales warrior that you were born to be. Until next time, this is Jason Forrest. Push yourself to become a better version of you.